So, EA fucked up. So I've been watching the whole juiced red pick situation unfold over the weekend, and yeah, I've got a few fucking thoughts to say about the whole thing. I was just gonna write a long ass tweet about it, but it just wasn't gonna cut it enough for me. I have to fucking talk about this. And by the way, if you do see me looking to the left, I am looking at a notepad with my thoughts written down, just so I have something to reference of, and this video won't turn out a complete mess, okay? So, here we go. Number 1. The way EA worded their fucking tweet was just abysmal. They didn't even apologize for fucking up, or even take accountability, purely because they know they would be fucked legally if they did, because they changed the pack weight, or, like, they changed the odds of something. Do you realise, if a casino actually did that, how much fucking trouble they would get? Like, it's absurd. EA basically just said to us, hang on a second, people are actually getting top-end players without paying for them? We can't be having any of that. Nah, they gotta pay to have fun. The way they also used the words unintended results says to me that they don't want to reward the people actually playing in their most competitive game mode by giving them, you know, the top-end players like Mbappe, Dembele, because then they won't need to spend money in the store to actually pack them. And even then, if people do decide to open up store packs, which again, I have no problem with, you spend your money however the fuck you want, but even then, 0.7% of people may even end up packing them. Like, the weight on store packs are just fucking stupid, in my opinion. Number 2, we've now seen firsthand that EA can actually change the player pool in player picks. When EA did actually update the pool that was in the player picks when they were broken, nothing happened on our end in game. There was no update. There was no in-game message, there was no squad screen update, we didn't have to do anything on our end for EA to change the player pool in picks. So does this mean that all this time we've been joking about rotation theory, but does it mean that this is actually true? Do EA actually switch players in and out of packs? How would we know that they don't? We've literally seen them do it without us even needing to do anything on our end. So how would we know that EA aren't just switching players in and out at, say, for example, when a new party bag SBC comes out at 6 PM, that's when they know that most people are probably going to end up opening up that SBC, and then at, like, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 PM, whenever it may be, they then switch their rotation and put another shit pool of players into that SBC. How would we know that they don't do this? So that's a couple of hot takes that I have on the subject, but I kind of want to give you guys a bit of background on where I was at on Friday night when this whole thing was happening. So, on Friday night, obviously most of the UK were experiencing that solar storm. I went out because I wanted to go see the Northern Lights, because when the fuck am I ever going to have the actual chance to do that again in the UK in my own back garden? So I was out enjoying that, and I came back around about 12:30 AM. I then did what I normally would do, get back situated onto my setup, and I loaded up Twitter, and I saw a bunch of people were getting like Mbappe's, Dembele's, you know, top end rated players in their player picks, and I saw that they were actually broken, so I was like, what the fuck? You know, this isn't normal. So, obviously, like everyone else, I was then rushing to complete my champs games, and unfortunately, I also had to complete playoffs before I could actually get into champs, so that also hindered my chances a little bit, so I'm a little bit pissed off at that. But then, unfortunately, about 5 games before I was able to finish, EA had fucking patched it. And again, I was on the console at the time when they did patch it, and no updates happened, no nothing, so they were clearly able to change the odds of player picks at the time. So because I was already that far deep into FUT champs, I just finished off my games anyway. I think I got rank 5, and I got Cherky and Zachariah from my red picks. Normally, I would then go onto my second account and start champs again, but now, with the way EA have basically told us that by playing the most competitive game mode, they don't intend on you getting players like Mbappe, Dembele, but instead, you normally get the shit fodder, like your Benteleps, your Lalas, your whatever else it may be. And with this being the case, why do we even play the game in the first place? There's no real reason to grind out EA FC24 because EA are putting the top end players behind a fucking paywall. And even then, if you open up store packs, your odds of actually packing like an Mbappe or a Dembele are still slim. So we genuinely may as well not even bother doing that because they're just not giving us the players that we want to use. It's Ultimate Team for a reason. You're meant to be building your ultimate team that you want to use in the game. I understand. At the end of the day, this is literally another form of gambling. Sometimes you win. Most of the time, you will lose. But surely if you're good enough at the game to be getting like 20-0 in Weekend League, then why are those guys not hitting the big top tier players? They put the work in, they've grinded their fucking arse off to achieve the top result that you can on this game, so why not reward them with a top player like Mbappe? It just doesn't make sense. There's just nothing to play for this year. Even with the new addition of the Red Team Season player picks, we now know that we're probably not going to get the top end players from them anyway, because EA have the ability to just change the odds whenever they fucking want, which, by the way, again, if a casino did this, would be in huge legal trouble. There just really isn't anything to play for. It's stupid the way they've done it this year. They held out on red picks for so long, which for months made Weekend League barely worth playing anyway. You would just play Weekend League for the fun of it, if you can call it fun. End of the day, the way EA handled the situation was just so poor. They just needed to take this mistake on the chin and let us have this one weekend where we actually experience some good player picks instead of the usual shit that we get week in, week out. How many times have you done Weekend League? You've gone through all of that pain and stress and gone someone like Kimmich Gold as your best rated player, It's just not been worth it to play this year. I'm genuinely at a point now where I'm seriously not even considering buying the new EAFC game until I see that there's been a real actual difference in the game, and it's not just the same usual copy and paste bullshit. I've had enough. In my opinion, I reckon EA needs to put this game behind a subscription model. Yes, I get it, there's far too many subscriptions out there, but instead of paying full price for an Ultimate Edition pre-order, which is £100, which is again arguably outrageous for the type of game that this is, they need to just put it behind a subscription model because it is the same copy and paste bullshit every single year. There's been hardly any difference for the past 5-6 years, and that is why I'm genuinely not even considering doing the pre-order for this game this year coming up, the EA FC25, whatever it's going to be called, because I want to see some actual fucking change in the game. I'm literally just going to be waiting to see how the game is, the first couple of weeks, whether there actually has been some real different changes, and I'm not even talking about their marketing and stuff. I'm literally going to wait until YouTubers start playing the game, and so I can have a proper feel on how the game is going forward, and then I'll make up my mind whether I'm actually going to buy the game or not. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the whole red pick situation and basically going forward for me with this game franchise. Let me know what you think about this video. Do you agree with the way EA handled the situation, or do you think they've done it the completely wrong way? I'm very curious to see your thoughts. And that's going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.